Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something special. It's Tava chicken, it's Punjabi, it's street food. So what's a Tava chicken? A Tava chicken is chicken cooked on a skillet, this here, which is also known as a Tava. Okay, I'm using on the bone chicken legs. I've got 15 here. Typical large Asian family. If you've got 4 people in your family, you can scale down this recipe, okay, to suit yourselves. But 15 chicken legs is approximately 3 kgs in weight, right? So I've got 3 steps. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. I'm gonna start with stage 1, which is gonna involve me having put salt in this, garlic, soya sauce and onions, and I'm gonna whack it in the oven for half an hour. So let's get going. Okay, so no frills, chicken legs straight in. That's my oven tray. My oven's already on, 190 degrees. Right, okay, remember the rule. 1 kg meat, 1 tablespoon salt. So I've got 3 tablespoons of salt here, which I'm gonna go straight in with. Now we can adjust the salt later on because there's a lot going in. Especially as we're using yogurt and cream, we may need to adjust the salt to taste. 3 tablespoons of garlic, fresh garlic ground. 3 tablespoons soya sauce. And finally, 1 onion ground. I'm gonna give this a good mix. I'm not gonna put any slits in the chicken at this stage because I know you're probably sitting there, especially the uncle and aunties are thinking, you know what, takani la in there, yeah? Not at this stage. No oil because I've used legs here, so I want the chicken to use its natural fat. Normally, on a traditional Tava chicken, you'd barbecue it. Okay, so you barbecue it, then you bring it onto the Tava. But in this case, we're having a little bit of a hack, taking a shortcut. We can barbecue it. So if you remember watching my last video where we done the indoor barbecue with the Japanese charcoal, you could do that and bring it this way. Remember to watch that video. Let's space out these chicken legs nicely. Remember, no oil, because I want that chicken to absorb all its natural juices and flavors. Okay, you don't want to cook it in there. It's only half an hour. Just remember to put the chicken legs the right way up. Okay, so the bone side down, flesh is up. There we go. That's perfect. That's going in the oven now for half an hour. Yeah, preheated. 190, and it goes. We'll close that. So while the chicken's cooking, I'm gonna get my yogurt marinade ready. I've got 200 grams natural yogurt. I've used Greek. It's gonna go straight in, followed by 100 ml single cream, 3 tablespoons of ginger, 3 tablespoons garlic, again fresh ground, mustard, 3 tablespoons. That's also gonna go into the marinade. 1 tablespoon of fresh dry red chilies. It's a hot buttery dish. 1 tablespoon fresh ground black pepper. 1 tablespoon of paprika. Tablespoon of turmeric. Tablespoon of fresh ground dry coriander. Tablespoon of fresh ground zira. And finally, a tablespoon of chaat masala. That's a street food favorite, that chaat masala. Right, so we're gonna give this a good old mix. That's what's gonna become our yogurt marinade, okay? So once our chicken's ready, and we bring that chicken onto the Tava, this is what we'll be cooking it in. So once we've given it a good mix, let's just set that aside. Right guys, it's been half an hour. Let's get the chicken out. What I'll do is the extra juices go straight onto the pan. Okay, it's gonna come in handy later. What I'm gonna do now is just place this chicken into this pot and then smoke it with some charcoal just to give it that added bit of extra aroma, barbecue flavor, and the smokiness. So this is how we do it. Got some shisha charcoal here, which I want to burn. Right, the coal's now red hot. Okay, so I'm going to place the coal into something which is heat proof like this. Okay, I want to put the charcoal on top of the chicken like this. Just hit it with a couple of drops of oil. Close it. It's going to give that chicken that barbecued charcoal aroma. Okay, as I said, traditionally, Tava chicken is cooked on a barbecue and then transferred onto a Tava, but I'm just giving you another option here. Right guys, so I've transferred the chicken after smoking it in that charcoal onto the pan with its natural fat and all the rest of the garlic that was in there. So everything's gone back onto this pan. I've added 100 ml of oil to the pan. Fire's on high, okay? It's gonna start sizzling now, okay? Then I'm gonna finish it off. That's how I marinate. 150 grams of butter, 350 grams of cherry tomatoes, 200 grams of bullet chili, 200 grams of jalapenos, 250 grams of coriander, and mint, and a mix of lemon and lime. At this stage, once it starts bubbling up, I'm gonna go in with some jalapenos and some bullet chilies. Not all of them, just half of them, just for now. And the rest we'll use at the end. Just because I want them to infuse with that oil and those fats. Again, half of that lemon and lime, just as they would on the street. If you go Northern Punjab, go Delhi, go Lahore, Karachi, Mumbai, this is what you'll see. And a little bit of tomato. I want to keep some of these crunchy just for the end, but for now, this is how we're going. And you can see those colors look amazing. Once we're in, at this point, you can start making slight incisions into that meat, okay? Nothing heavy, just slightly. So I'll go across with a drumstick of the thigh meat. Don't want to go crazy with it, okay? Because you don't want the meat to fall apart. We seal that meat in the oven. There's a reason for that. We want it to fall apart naturally itself in these juices. On a taka, it's more about bashing that meat and breaking it out. Not on a traditional Tava chicken. Traditionally, it's chicken legs. You want to get them nice and crisp and infused with the other flavors, the lemon, lime, the tomatoes, the garlic, and yet we still need to go in with that marinade. But I want that chicken to crisp up nicely before we do. Right guys, it's very important that, you know what, as we're cooking, we scratch everything off the bottom, okay? That's the whole idea of using a tawa. So really want to scratch everything off the bottom. Where it falls apart, let it be. Don't worry about that. Look, a flake like this, totally normal. Let it happen. Just adds to the flavor. If you're doing a meal for two, you could do this in a chapati tawa. You can buy one of these if you wanted to. A chapati tawa, you can make one or two if you want. For two, you could do it in that. Again, just adjust the recipe according to that. If you get stuck, send me a message and I'll come back to you. What I'm putting here is half the ingredients because I really want that to break down, okay? Not the other half that I'm gonna use as a garnish later on. That smells, how does that smell? I mean, how does that smell, bro? Just gonna turn the heat down a little bit now. Had it running at 100%. It's gonna bring it down to 50%. I've been cooking it for 10 or 12 minutes. I'm gonna go in with the marinade. This is it. That's that secret recipe that you see them laying on top. If you go to India, Pakistan, in the street, there we go. That's what it is, okay? Right there, now you know it. I'm gonna cook that marinade for about 10 minutes, okay? Then, rest will go on as a tadka with the butter and we're ready. I'm gonna mix it around and I'm gonna let that cream, that yogurt and those spices cook together for a while. About another 10 minutes before I carry on with the final tadka. Guys, finally last stage, the rest of those chilies going. That lemon and lime, cherry tomatoes, top, and the butter. Let it sit like that, let it cook like that for a little while. I'm just gonna break that chicken down now slightly, okay? So break it down at the joints to get the flavor inside before I add the coriander and the mint. So just gonna break it down at the joints like that. Give it a twist, give it a turn, give it a twirl. Final step, I'm gonna get the coriander and the mint on. Generous amounts, I've got a handful here, coriander and mint. What that'll do is soak up all the oils and the flavors. It's time to eat. Guys, the way to eat this, get a piece of naan, get those burnt bits, get your family over, get your friends over. Obviously once the lockdown's off, taste this. Absolutely amazing. Guys, this is Aries, he's 8, he's my son. Aries, over to you.
Guys, like and subscribe, share my dad's video, and yeah, I hope you like my dad's recipe. We'll see you next week. This video will be uploaded next week. Let's go, guys.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Good night. Love you. Bye.